Hey guys, welcome back. This is Lucid, and we're jumping back into our game with Ubar. Let's see. Last time we had a kind of interesting thing where we went and did a bunch of Shaitans on top of Pangaea's throne. Unfortunately, we lost a lot of them. We lost like 4 of them. We probably... I mean, we did damage too, but, you know, Shaitan are cap only. They're hard to replace. So I'm not sure if we came out ahead on that. Here we lose another Shaitan, getting mind hunted. And I have notoriously bad luck resisting mind hunt, or at least it feels that way. Okay, coming down, we corrupt a shaman. We die to a pan. I mean, guys, I like Shaitan a lot. I think they're a great unit. Like, they're definitely the strongest part of Ubar. But not really feeling the being broken thing. Yeah, turn 1 incinerate. I don't know if it would have been better there, because it might have targeted this. It probably would have targeted that centaur. It might have gotten the pan. Okay, here we have the same loadout. Let's see what happens. Okay, this guy's out of gems. He only has that fire in a jar he stole from me. They're not very good at hitting in the dark. Yeah, I don't know. We probably could change our script up. I mean, maybe just turn 1 fire elementals would be a lot better. But you would have to have more than the gem from fire in a jar for that. Okay, we don't find anybody. Where are we not? We're not finding anybody on top of this fort, which is south of Pangaea. Because I think we moved our corruption operation down south. We're getting seduced a ton. Lose a Kahin here. Lose a Kahin here. A Sheik disappears in the night. A Vampire Lord gets sniped here. Let's see if we had gear on him. A Rainbow Armor, so that's a little annoying. Cast Maggots. Maggots does poison damage. Dryad, lose another vampire. Okay, now we're into the raiding part. So, let's see. We successfully raid. He successfully raids us. We lose a Kahin. These guys, we'll watch this one. This one looks kind of interesting. It's a budget defense we lose. These guys are probably Pillar of Fire casters. It's kind of nice. These archers are Soul Vortex batteries. Pillar of Fire deleting squares of Centaur. Kind of missing a lot too. I do get the feeling if you're gonna do like a Pillar of Fire spam, it would be nice to have Wind Guide or something up. Okay, they're about to wake up. Another Pillar of Fire. Oh, this guy's already running. It's not really ideal. And this guy is a Moonblade, so he's going to chop him in half. Okay, and so that's how that goes. You know, we were outgunned here. It's a little too many Centaur. But, you know, we killed about 160 gold of Centaur. Could be worse. I forgot to put... this might have been... oh, yeah, this is a fort, so we didn't leave anybody on top. Here, we lose 2 Kahin. Let's see how we had them kitted out. Okay, they were going to do elemental summoning again. We didn't get our second Earth Elemental off here. It's really just too much stuff. The difficulty... I mean, this is a fair amount of PD and Centaur. So, yeah. Or not, it's not a lot of PD, it's just a lot of Centaur. So yeah, I'm not actually sure. Let's go to Cedarwood. Maybe this army got mind hunted. I think I was assuming, and I don't think I was the one that mind hunted it. Yeah, I didn't mind hunt it. So I think what happened is kailasa mind hunted it, killed the commander, and then that caused these guys who were supposed to just kill like super light PD, they ran into the bulk of the Centaur warriors. That's what I think happened. There's also a chance that I did a corruption here, though I'm not... No, I don't think so. Okay, coming down, we raid... and are successful. Here we don't win the raid. There's a Lich present. Here we lose another Shaitan, and we lose a Lich. God, looking at these turns, it's like, holy crap, I'm losing a lot of Shaitan. Oh god. Goddamn Shaitan killing machines. You know, a lot of times when I play a nation and it like doesn't go how I would like it to, I'm thinking like, oh man, I want to play that nation again. Ubar is a cool nation, but I do not feel that way at all. This is my only Ubar playthrough. And not like I've had a ton of fun playing this so far, and it's been a really interesting game. Nevertheless, I think here we're getting rid of some Mind Hunt casters that got feeble-minded. Yeah. Pangaea, Vampire Lord. He wins, of course, even though I have PD and my Vampire Lord. I think actually with this, if you have Soul Vortex... Actually, let's see this. I wonder if it's just Soul Vortex with the living troops actually ends up making the difference. Oh, no, it's that he has a ton of gear and I don't. Man, you would still think that my dude with... Oh, he's got 23 defense. Holy crap. All right, Blood Surge and the Bless bonus and the Shield Parry. I mean, all that, yeah, I don't know. Yeah, okay. He just has a lot better gear than mine. Here we clear this out. There's a bunch more raiding. Here we're raiding successfully. I mean, these are like super budget raids. It's like a few gen. In a dream, this guy's gonna summon air elementals. Okay, and that's it. That is it for this turn. So let's take a look at what's happening on the map. Well, we had a Vampire Lord on top. He got kicked off, but we've got another crew of dudes in here to corrupt. So they're going to be doing that. We could corrupt in here, but there was nobody left, right? So, and you can see we've got our Astral Mage sneaking around with them. I don't think I have an Astral Mage here sneaking around with these guys, but what are we going to do? And we're going to be raiding this with vampires, and I'm switching off who this Astral Mage is following. He's following these guys, or he's going to follow the vampires. These guys are going to sneak over here where we're doing another corruption spammy thing. These guys are coming down here. One thing that's also probably good to do is to give you guys different scripts. Like some do Incinerate turn 1, some do Air Elementals, some do Fire Elementals, some Thug. I think that's probably a better plan, because that way you have different threat vectors, so it's not like one thing is going to kill your guys. There's a few things kind of economy-wise I want to talk about right now. One is, we've got a decent blood economy. It's not very good, but we're getting probably about... okay, well, we'll actually count it. We're getting 20... We'll call that 25, 30, 35, 70... 95, 110, 125, 135, and we'll call that 140. So we're getting about 140 blood slaves a turn, which means we do 1 to 2 Curse of Bloods a turn, which I think is still probably the best investment for us. Just because our, you know, if they respawn once, it's going to pay for itself to be better than a Gula. I don't know. The national stuff we get for blood is interesting, but yeah. Okay. So we're basically doing more corruption. We're kind of messing around. We're building up a good amount of thralls. Over here for economy, we've got Ashen Fields, which is a conjuration bonus site, and we're using that to get a bunch of Wraith Lords. And we've only really started this like a few turns ago, but we've started to get a pretty significant number of them. You know, with that discount side, it makes a pretty big difference into how worth it these guys are. But the nice thing is we don't have to worry about Dark Skies or anything like that, which, I mean, we have for right now, but hint, hint, we may not have it for that much longer. But anyway, we're moving a bunch of dudes in here. And I clearly don't have them in any thought out formation. This is some of like the just, you know, embarrassing. I think I have this as this script. This is some of the, I mean, you would ideally put these guys like this or something, right? So that you wouldn't have some stupid, horrible, non-formation jumble of mess like I have. But we're doing a pretty good job controlling a lot of this land around Roos. And yeah. That's basically how this is going. This front down here where we had lost control, you can see we're starting to regain some raiding control down here. We're, you know, we had basically nobody to handle a lot of these issues, and now we're starting to have people to do some of the jobs we need done. Got centaurs on this fort. That's annoying. But yeah, I think that's about it. I can't remember. We're probably going to magic phase on top of these centaurs since they're trapped. I think I also say, hey, dude, can I have this back? Because I think this was mine, but maybe I don't. We'll see what happens next turn. We're going to kind of speed through these until we get to... The thing is, things are going to happen. There's a ton happening every turn, but the things that are really happening in the game are globals and whoever's trading more efficiently. And that doesn't necessarily mean only troops, but it means like how many resources do you have coming in a turn versus how you're spending. And if you do it a bit more efficient than your opponent for a long period of time, you can build up an advantage. And that's kind of what's happening, is we're trying to do efficient trades. Speaking of which, we lose another goddamn Merid to one of our own Merid that Pangaea took, that dirty bastard. And of course, this guy's got a Ring of Returning. We do Living Clouds. But there's a Merid here that doesn't give a fuck about Living Clouds because he's got 1,000,000 shock resistance and a Moonblade. And then he's going to use that Moonblade on us. And at that point, we are going to be dead because it does 1,000,000 magic damage. I should have probably done Temper Flesh. I almost can't bear to watch it. Oh wait, in this one we killed him. Okay, well. Anyway, that is not how it happened in the real game. In the real game, he smacked me with the Moonblade and I died. Even with the Ring of Returning. Sometimes I hate myself. Okay, we magic phased the Sultan on top of these Centaur that were trapped. And here we magic phase on top of a bit of light PD. Coming down to the assassin section of the battle report, we have a battle with a shaman. We have a battle with a vampire lord. Well, watch this. This is kind of interesting. He had an ancient casket on him too, which indicates he might have been preparing for a battle this turn. Yeah, this is Wailing Windscaster. Okay, and he runs. I think we wouldn't have gotten the Ancient Casket if he ran. I think it's different RNG because I'm recording this a good bit after the fact. So, yeah, but we got the Ancient Casket. Killed a few more Shaman. This is kind of interesting. We corrupt this dude who's like a Shaitan killer. But does not have enough fire resistance to deal with the full-size fire elemental very well. And then Incinerate comes out, and kaboom. And then here, we failed to corrupt a Lich, because you're always going to fail to corrupt Liches. They have 30 morale. And he has a Ring of Fire resistance, and he's casting Drain Life at me. And then we run. So that was not good. Here, a Dryad kills us. Another Dryad kills us. Let's see what they're killing us with here. I'm not sure if they're doing Swarm or Maggots. This one's... okay, doing Maggots, yeah. But because they have that Water Elemental, they also do not die. Here we kill a Shaman. There's a Lich. So now we're in the raiding section. So... pretty sizable amount of assassin battles this turn. We did corrupt a Great Lion, which is kind of cool. So we got, this is, Pan can cast Transformation to get, basically to get upkeep reduced from their, so they're not paying for their pans. It's a kind of cool thing. And you can also, on occasion, get a bonus magic path, which is nice. But anyway, we stole one of those, so that's nice. For the battles, he raids with the Lich is successful. We raid with a Vampire. He raids with a bunch of Maenads. Or I think this is kicking me off a fort, actually. And then here, we're raiding with the Vampire. He's raiding with a Lich. There's a bunch of raiding that's happening. Here, I lose a Vampire to a Sultan. Here, our Sultan murders a bunch of kailasa stuff. This is where kailasa is getting a little feisty and trying to take land that had been mine that Pangaea had raided for a turn. And I'd magic phased the dude in. And like this is late enough in the game. This looks like we're gonna die. I guess we had... oh no, we actually were beaten here. We just killed most of their stuff. So, yeah, I'm not very happy about that. I think I asked for this back. We kill a Dryad and get her Moonblade and stuff. That's kind of nice. We need Moonblades too now, because Pangaea has about as many of all of our units as we do. But yeah, not very happy about him getting these two. Not very happy at all. Because it seems like, the way I interpret this is it's like he's more interested in like vulturing stuff from me than he is about like persecuting an effective war. Like we are deep raiding into Pangaea, which I keep harping about it, but I want to talk a little bit about why I'm harping about it. It's because it's Pangaea with Gifted Nature's Bounty. And what that means is every province you take from him is going to deny him like 3 times more income than it would normally deny. And how hard this war is for me with Pangaea is dependent on how much land over here he has. And I don't have the ability to raid all of it. So that's why I really need the monkeys to go do a lot of raiding. And so it's not just like me. I mean, I am pointlessly bitching, but it's not just that. Because every piece of land that he leaves for Pangaea is going to, translate into X number of centaur and thugs and whatnot that I'm going to have to kill in the future. So anyway, that's the reason for some of the extremely noisy complaining. And so, when he's not raiding over there, but he's like, oh, we'll take these two. It's like, God damn it. Anyway, he deserved to have all these guys die. I think the guy who was here escaped out. He got an affliction, though. Was it this guy? Oh, he's my blood random, too. I think he dies, actually, coming up, because I remember later in the game I don't have him. Yeah, that's the blood random. So, probably shouldn't have used him for this job. Oh, we corrupted a dryad, too. I think I missed that. So, yeah, we got a dryad here. Which, honestly, the Dominion push is so bad, she's almost more useful for her Holy 2-path than for anything else. We're starting to make a slight recovery because we're preaching literally everywhere. I mean, here we've got 3 candles, so it doesn't make sense to, but here probably everybody's preaching. I mean, yeah. These guys are all preaching right now. So, Pangaea does have these big stacks, which he's not really rolling out with, and I'm not exactly sure. We've also, and I had mentioned this in the last episode, taking Rus was an objective, and we have managed to kind of secure it. We've got it on lockdown. I'm probably going to be storming it now, though I'm not sure with what. But we've also blocked this fort the same turn we've popped this. So if he doesn't have enough stuff inside, it's possible he can't defend. So I'm definitely going to be storming it. And we'll have to look to see how this goes. But getting this would be great, because if I get this, I can start really projecting my influence up here. And maybe even, there's a bunch of forts over here, though. So grinding through these is going to be really slow. But it will at least give me a much more firm claim to all this land around this fort. Yeah, and this is where all the assassination battles happened. You can see we're just clearing them out of all these goddamn shaman. But, it's not free, and it's the problem. We're starting to get down to probably a few commanders, and so it's like, okay, can you kill a lich? And I'm not sure what we do here. I don't know if we are going... I don't think if it were me, I would do another major seduction, because I'd be worried about running into that lich. Or if I did it, I would only do it with somebody who I think would probably win against the lich, like this guy. So anyway, that's turn 91. Let's go ahead and go to turn 92. And I think we'll look at all the score graphs again, because it's been a little bit since we've actually sat down and looked at every single score graph. Okay, we cast a bunch of mind hunts. This guy got feeble-minded. And yeah, this is like our typical full pin gear mind hunt luck. Okay, Dryad. Okay, we have a Shaitan versus Sultan. And I think that was a Ring of Returning is what happened there. Okay, so not a lot of seduction battles. We moved our main seduction crew off. Oh, he was seducing me. Goddamn bastard. Okay, let's take a look at this. This looks kind of interesting. He's rolling out with a few Centaur and these guys. Oh, and he's casting Ravenous Swarm. And this is one of the things I learned from this game, is Ravenous Swarm is pretty good against undead raiders. Just deletes my Vampire Lord. It's pretty easy to cast too. You only need to be Nature 2. Though you save a gem if you're Nature 3. Okay, raiding here. But if you have no gear on your vampires, it's like, okay, well, I can trade the vampire's life for 2 nature gems. It's not ideal, but it's not the end of the world. Okay, and here we've got a flame spirit. And this lion dude, who is basically a pan, who's doing swarm. Oh, and he's done Ravenous Swarm, so that's what's really deleting those Wraithlords. And it's area of effect damage, I believe. So I think having him in the same tile was doubly bad here, though it wouldn't have mattered. And for those of you who don't know, Ravenous Swarm, it basically... we'll go back and watch it, because I don't know if I've really shown it here. We'll watch what happens when it gets cast. Okay, there it went up. And, okay, yeah, you can see how the bugs, this little bug thing spawned, and it did 24 damage to each of them. next turn it's going to do another one. Turn 2. Did I miss it or did it already happen? There's turn 3. I don't know why it wasn't killing him. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what it's supposed to go every round. It looked like it was not hitting every round though. Anyway, we continue to raid down here. The nice thing about Wraith Lords is they respawn instantly. So if they get killed by that, I don't really care unless they have gear on them. And it takes gems to do, so he'll have to refill. Anyway, it's going to waste his nature gems, so I'm kind of okay with that. Vampire Lords killing Meniads, killing Centaur Warriors. And we did conquer this. One of the things he's not doing, he should have, is have these guys on advance and cast spells, and he would charm some of my Vampire Lords, especially with improved casting AI on. I don't think I have any armor on these guys. I think it's just been vulnerability here, keeping them alive. But yeah, if he had this guy on advanced and cast spells, I'm pretty sure he would have charmed both my vampires. It's something that, honestly, he's not going to do all game, and I think it's one of the biggest mistakes he made in terms of, like, late game raiding. We lose one vampire. But these bugs are really turbocharging that soul vortex. And yeah, we clean all that up. Go Vampire Lords. Here we lose to some Centaur Warriors. Here we raid. We're successful. Here we lose 6 Vampire Lords. I believe this is also the Ravenous Swarm coming in. This gives you a sense of how good it is. Now that sounds like... Oh, no, this was just Devils coming in. Because Devils have a magic attack. He also did Army of Gold and stuff. Okay. Where was this? Spire Springs? Okay, this was on top of his throne. Where are we? Okay, and then next battle here. Okay, and then we have the battle for the fort. So let's see how things go inside of Roost. Is there anything inside? It's only... Okay, we're only sending Wraith Lords and it's only a bunch of Meniads. So we're gonna win this. So I think that was about as clean as it could be. Nothing hard inside. Just kill all the Meniads. And yeah, that's actually pretty big for us. Because, I mean, that is a cap. And yeah. Okay, so... Here we go. Let's take a look at things. Well, we're keeping a lot of this stuff semi-locked down. I think Pangaea just did... Maybe he did it last turn. I think this is new. I'm not sure when he did it. There's a Citadel of Power here. I think he did it just maybe this turn. Or maybe it was a couple turns ago. This is pretty new. But we're keeping this locked down. We didn't do a bunch of seduction attempts here. I can't remember. Where did we move all these guys off to? We did a trap here. Oh no, we just attacked here. Oh, and he's done a Citadel of Power here now to lock down this province, which... Not exactly sure why, I guess for the sages. And there's a big force of White Centaur being built up in here. Now that I have gotten Roos, so that changes some things. We've got, you can see this land, which used to not be ours, is kind of ours. And having this fort is great. It's a high-income province. It gives us a ton of gems. And it's a base to operate from. And we can continue to push up here. We still have a fair amount of siege strength present, 120. we have moved a lot of the fort cracking dudes on top of this fort. Now, if I am smart, I will not try to take this, because this looks scary. He could move a big army in from here. He could seduce my guys. There's a bunch of bad things that would happen here. I think the correct play is to, like, sneak out. But I'm not actually sure what I'm going to do. But we'll probably find out in the next turn. But before we go to the next turn, let's take a look at graphs. So, province graph, we're slowly eking our way up, which is good. This means, especially, there's a bunch of variables, you know, like, you could have, like, a graph of military power, where somehow it would account for thugs and whatnot. And, you know, how are you doing there? I feel like there I'm kind of, like, slightly decreasing. So, like, I'm buying these provinces at the cost of a bit of military power. Like, I've been losing Shaitan left and right and center. So that's a thing. The other thing, though, is, like, how many gems are you saving? Like, if you're spending all of your gems to turn it into military power to get provinces, then you're not building up a bank to control globals. So those are kind of like, you know, like, the best thing would be you get a ton of provinces without losing any military power and without spending many gems. But I mean, like, you know, if that would be a very easy game, wouldn't it? And we're not having an easy game. This is a very hard game. So there's that. Forts we've been very stable on for a while. We just got our first fort in a long time. Income slightly eking up. Gym income slightly eking up. Research, we're not quite done yet. Dominion starting to be a little bit more in control, but this last turn we had it go down again. Army size is stable, which is kind of nice. Now, this I don't think is a great measure of power, because this doesn't take care of quality. Like, most of this army is going to be like thralls, like vampire poop, which is basically, this is not a very good measurement of power. It would be cool if there were other kind of graphs that would measure army power better. And I'm not exactly sure what those would look like. Like, maybe there's a graph that just shows you how many collective mage paths you have. You know, like, within your empire, if you had three path mages, you would have 9 mage paths. Like, that would be a kind of cool graph to show, like, you know, mage capacity or something. That would be kind of cool. I think that would register power better. Or, like, another curve that would show, like, sacreds only. That would be kind of interesting. Yeah, I'm not sure. Or, like, I don't know. It's just this graph doesn't really show army power very well, ever. But, unless you're like Scalaria, where your force is literally, you know, you're literally overwhelming people with your army size. A lot of times you have a mix of, like, high-quality units and chaff, and losing chaff and losing high-quality units are very different. Same thing for Pangaea. So, anyway. That's where we stand, and we're managing to control a lot of his cap circles. So I don't know, I guess we're doing kind of okay. Have we taken this stuff back? No, we haven't. Yeah, I am totally not cool with this. This honestly does piss me off a little bit, and part of it is because I don't have a lot of scouts. He's doing something. He's got all these trolls here, so this is action. This does count as action. He's moving some stuff around. So, okay, things are maybe okay. But it's like if he was winning and, like, coming through and crushing all this, but I've been talking to him, too, and there hasn't been much front. Like, I ask him, we don't talk a ton, but, I ask him every few turns, like, hey, how's it going? Are you making progress? And usually the answer is not really. Which, is great, to be honest. You can't lie to somebody you're going to be fighting as an ally with for like 20 or 30 turns. Like, oh, I'm always making progress. Yeah, but the borders never change. But anyway, I wish he was taking land from Pangaea rather than helping Pangaea raid my land. Okay, next up. But, like I said, we had some other things where, like, I was bumping him down here. So I don't know. It's not this is not a big deal, but it is a little annoying. Okay, next up we have 93. And this will probably be the last one for this episode. Mind Hunt, we've started to get a golem. This is our first golem we have, and we're empowering him in Astral. And that is because there's a decent chance I'm going to try. You can see we're banking a ton of gems. And some of you have commented in the videos, like, what the hell are you doing, Lucid, to bank gems? And the answer is actually reasonably simple. The answer is I have to make a play at one of the big globals to have a shot at winning this. The big globals that do it, that would, you know, allow you to maybe win the game, is Gift of Nature's Bounty, Arcane Nexus, and then in other circumstances, there are other globals which can win it for you. A lot of the globals that are really good have to do with, like, Dominion, and right now my Dominion is very much struggling. So any of the Dominion-based globals aren't going to be great. So, like, Gift of Nature's Bounty would be more to deny it from Pangaea and less to give me income. It would probably only, because my Dominion is so bad, you know, it would probably only give me like a 40 or 50% income bump, maybe an 80% income bump. You know, which is a lot, but it's not 200% like you would normally get from it. I mean, normally it wouldn't be full 200, but it would be close to it. Okay, we have managed to pop this for one thing we've been using a lot of, and this isn't something I've used a ton of before, but it's something I've started using a bit more after, is these locusts. And we've been summoning them, no, we haven't been, we've been summoning them from our capital. Did I summon them this turn? Yeah, Plague of Locusts, Plague of Locusts. So we summon them, we cast them here, we summon them down here. There's a few things they're good for. They're pretty good at sieging. They got 4 siege strength a unit. And when you summon a pack, you get 9. And so it's like, you know, 4 times 9. Well, not quite 4, but, you know, close. Anyway, 4 times 9 is like 36. So, you know, it's not a bad amount of siege strength. It is a non-trivial amount. And we also, one of the reasons this is important is he magic phased this fort in, but he lost control of it the turn he made it. So it didn't start with full wall integrity. And so then when we magic phased these locusts in, and he sent a thug to reclaim it, and we murdered that thug in the face, well, now we are set up to storm it, which would be very nice, because he probably wasn't expecting that. The nice thing about these locusts, though, is they're all heretics. And heretic, so when we talk about Dominion management, having preachers everywhere is great, but if there's 10 enemy candles in a province and you retake it and you want to make it like integrated into your empire and have Dominion there, you have to get rid of 10 candles. Sending preachers there is not really going to work unless they're like inquisitors, like Holy 2 inquisitors or Holy 3 priests. Holy 2 dudes are not really going to be able to get through 10 candles at all. It's like you don't even have them there. So your ability to remove enemy candles by preaching is based on how many enemy candles are present in the province. Same thing applies to temple checks. You know, you have a temple that gets generated from, you get a temple check that gets generated from this temple. Let's say it comes to this province, it sees a bunch of enemy candles. It's got a much higher chance to fail when it's trying to push into this and knock enemy candles down by 1. Has a much higher chance to fail when the enemy has high dominion in a province. So the general trend is provinces with lots of enemy candles in them are harder to get out than provinces with few. And not just because there's more candles for you to get out, but because getting that first candle out is tremendously harder. One thing that does not care about that are heretics. Heretics are just, I think it's like a 30% chance per heretic level to remove a candle. And so if you have 9 of these guys, it's going to be like removing 3 candles a turn. So it's pretty useful for that. Pretty darn tootin' useful. And they're pretty decent combat units. I mean, they're not great, but they're decent. Okay, we of course got another Shaitan killed. Did our mind hunts work? Okay, I think that was a vampire we got. So we got one. We lost another Shaitan. Lost a vampire, but we're killing the dryads. Lost a Shaitan to a dryad. God damn it. Lost a Shaitan to a dryad. God damn it. We corrupted a pan. We lose a Shaitan to a lich. This is a failed corruption attempt. This is, yeah. Lost another Shaitan to a pan. This is, I bet you he does Creeping Doom. This is going to be off script. This, you know, and with improved casting AI on. Oh, did I have him scripted to retreat? That's just shameful of me. We corrupted another pan, so we've gotten like 2 or 3 pan this turn. That's actually kind of a big deal. This is probably maggots on the Wraith Lord. Yeah. Okay, kills a Vampire Lord. Kills a Shaitan. Here we were trying to seduce a Dryad and we're unsuccessful. I'm guessing Swarm versus Phoenix Pyre. Oh no, I just had him scripted to retreat. Oh, that's 2 Shaitan I've lost from stupid scripting. We got a Crystal Sorceress. Killed a Dryad. Lose a Vampire Lord. Here he's continuing to raid. More raiding, more raiding. Here we're raiding him. He's raiding us. We're raiding him. He's raiding us. And so it goes. This was this thug we killed on top of that fort. Now this was this province. I think this was this fort we just flew onto. I think we've caused the route now. Go fire elementals. Kill this guy. Alright, there we go. Okay, so we killed the group on top, but it was pretty expensive. We lost 3 Ifrit warriors and some Jinn warriors. The guy who killed most of them was this stupid vampire lord doing Hand of Death. Because these guys do not have magic weapon. The guardians you can get might have been a better choice for me this late in the game for having magic weapons, but anyway. Kailasa helping me out with Vengeful Waters. Thanks, buddy. And yeah, that's basically it for the battle. So, yeah, we're getting... I'm not... Let's see where there's Vengeful Waters things happened. Oh yeah, it's over here where he's down pushing me too. Because he's got, of course, Unforted Temples, which Pangaea's not raiding. We take this back from... I probably sent him a message saying thanks for raiding my land for me to take it back from Pangaea. But no thank you. So anyway, we've taken this. We've got this thing here. And... you can see we're kind of when you look at these battle reports and you see me losing stuff every turn, you're like, oh my god, it's Lucid, things are falling apart. And they kind of are, but we're kind of also, we're holding the wagon together. You know, we're getting 1.5 Shaitan every turn. Our Shaitan numbers have still gone down, but you know, we've got more Wraith Lords coming out every turn. You know, we're summoning one here. We're about done with research if we're not done already. We've got a few turns left till research is done. We've got more Vampire Lords being made. I don't know if we're getting more Eagles. I don't think we're getting more Eagles yet, but we'll get them later. Yeah, okay, now we've got some Eagles. So we've got some Eagles coming in. We're going to go ahead and try to crack this fort. I don't think I'm moving in nearly enough stuff to pop it, but this might be a 2-turn pop because... you know, we've got the Locusts, we've got the Eagles, you know, it could happen. And we're trying to lock this fort again. We're basically, I'm trying to push through and take all of this, including his capital. I would love to get White Centaur production completely turned off. That would be an excellent goal. But that's basically it, guys. I think the next episode is going to be even faster paced. You can just see it's just some of it's kind of fun because if you go back a couple episodes when we went and we did the, like, actually played the turn, there's actually a reason. I mean, we make all sorts of mistakes because it's like, you know, it's grindy and hard to keep doing with high intensity, but you know, so we're making mistakes and there's a limited amount of time we're putting in, but there's a lot of thought that goes into, okay, well, you know, what do we put where, and you know, how do we keep forts locked down? How do we not get seduced? Where do we put our seducers? What's a good counting grade, you know, here and there. So there's a fair amount of thought that goes into all of it. But, you know, despite that, it's still grindy. So I do want to speed through these. So next time when you tune in, it's going to be, I think, like a blitzkrieg. Okay? So I'll see you guys then.